the Church of Jesus Christ. One of the reasons we find ourselves in our current cultural situation is because we fail to see how things are connected. We tend to put what we think are the big moral issues in one compartment and all the more mundane stuff in another compartment. But great Christian thinkers have always realized that it's all connected. For instance, the heroic Christian statesman William Wilberforce, the same man who worked for what he called a reformation of manners in England, was the same man whose decades of work in Parliament freed the slaves of the British Empire. And these were not two unconnected things. Wilberforce knew that both the big things like slavery and the seemingly small things like manners both proceeded from the same root, the character of the people. We live in a culture in which vulgarity is commonplace and accepted. T-shirts, bumper stickers, even best-selling book titles contains words that would have led to civil indecency charges just a few decades ago. Voters in numerous states will be casting ballots on things like sports gambling, recreational marijuana use, and restriction-free abortion. We Christians must not see all these things as unrelated or disconnected. As Wilberforce realized, there is an intimate connection between public obscenity and private corruption. He recognized that if the slaves were to be free, there would first need to be a change in the habits and character of the people. And so that's where he began. If we Christians want to see true change in America, an end to abortion, hope restored to individuals, a civil and sober society once again, then at least three things must happen. Number one, we need to live out the truth in our own lives. Proclaiming Christ while living a life characterized by crudeness and dissolution minimizes the gospel. Number two, we need to raise children who abide by biblical truth and not by the standards of the culture, which means they need a Christian education and a lot less access to entertainment and social media. And third, we need to vote for Christian values. When we shrug at the social acceptance of mind-altering drugs like cannabis for recreation or the prevalence of gambling for amusement, we are helping to sow the seeds of our society's destruction. We live in a coarse and hardened culture, and that affects seemingly minor things like how we address a cashier to major things like whether we believe babies should be killed for convenience. We Christians are to be the light of the world, a city set on a hill. In other words, a people who look different from the world because we are different from the world. Let that be reflected in our lives today and in our votes a couple weeks from now.